Hello, everyone. I am the Grand Geek Geezer, talking comics and comic-related stuff since 1973. And I'll tell you, I want to talk today. I want to talk about DC Marvel crossover madness. Fans just love it when we have this intercompany crossovers, right? Ever since the first one, way back in the day, and the second one, and of course now in 2026. We're going to get yet another Superman Spider-Man team up. This will be the third one, and fans did not get tired of it. We just had Batman Deadpool, Deadpool Batman, and there were just all kinds of covers that went with that too, right? Because it's marketing. We can't help ourselves. We just love all these different covers. Team ups that happened, that didn't happen. We just can't get enough of them, right? And that brings me to a point. We can't get enough of it. We need more than just a one and done crossover story. Even, and I'm talking about like, DC will do one and then Marvel will do one like we just had with Batman Deadpool, Deadpool Batman. No, I think we need to really take this to a whole other level. Now, my proposal is this. You get your legal people work it all out, but imagine if two characters, one from DC, one from Marvel, switched companies, right? So let's go with Batman and Spider-Man. I know they teamed up before, but for this example, let's just use Batman and Spider-Man, okay? Imagine now if, for 1 year, 12 issues, 1 year, right? Batman is published by Marvel, and then Spider-Man is published by DC. Like, what? Yes, I know. Let legal work it out. Something happens, there's a rift in the universe, whatever it is, and next thing you know, Batman is in New York, in Parker's place, in Peter Parker's place, and Spider-Man is in Gotham over taking Bruce Wayne's place. Basically, an entire Prince and the Pauper for an entire year. This way we just don't get one and done. We get 12 issues, right? Or 24 issues in total. And let it run with, and it'd be cool to see the Marvel banner with Batman #1 on it. And you see the DC logo with Spider-Man #1 on it. Let it run for 12 issues. And I picked Spider-Man and Batman because this is a classic like Prince and the Pauper kind of story when they switch the situations, right? It's like Parker is always struggling to pay the rent, but now he's like in Bruce Wayne's life, but he is not as Batman, he is Spider-Man. And to make things more complicated, nobody DC knows who the hell Spider-Man is, but this guy sort of like is living in Wayne Manor. He has a butler now. I know Alfred's dead, alive, AI, whatever he is. I don't care. Just make it work however it's supposed to. And then, Bruce and Batman, he's there in New York. Nobody knows who Batman is. And he's like Parker's apartment. And now he just has to worry about like, how I'm going to make batarangs? How I'm going to make, a gas pods? I have, nobody knows me here. I have no real assets or anything like that. It would be very, very interesting for them to swap places for a year. This way we could build up to stuff. They could meet various villains. You don't have to just get this done in one giant size, story. You can build up to something, how they basically fight their way back to their own universe, their own time. I really, really like this idea. And this will work for many different combinations. Maybe Superman and Thor or something like that, or Superman and Hulk, maybe. Hulk is just, a powerhouse. And that would be just fascinating. Just watching them for a whole year. They just have to relinquish control for the year and even make it part of canon, have the lawyers work it out. I mean, Marvel did something similar. I forgot when, like in the early 90s, where they had basically, Jim Lee and Image One just basically took over Iron Man, Avengers, Captain America, Fantastic Four for a year, or was 13 issues. Doesn't matter. I think this would work great. This would sell. Oh my goodness. If companies make money over multiple covers, and then you have multiple covers for a year, it'd be fascinating seeing them interact in the universe. Maybe have an alpha book and an omega book, some bookends, the stuff in between, and explains how they get about. It just would be great. It really, really would be great. I kind of got this half idea. Saw something not too long ago that reminded me. Back when Spider-Man married Mary Jane in that annual. Mary Jane had some doubts, and she went with some sort of rich guy. They didn't show him or anything like that. And then he basically convinced her, yeah, you should just go marry Peter. And the guy's name was Bruce, right? And I guess it was supposed to be Bruce Wayne. And that just sort of gave me the idea. I mean, what would you guys think about that if Marvel published Batman for a year, and he went against all the Spider-Man villains, just run the gamut. And the same thing, what if DC, just ran Spider-Man for a year, and he could go through all of Batman's villains. Now I know, and I'm sorry, and it just works because even though I guess the exception like Croc, right? Most of the Batman villains aren't really super powerful, but their Batman's gallery just so intelligent, so terrifying. It would even give Spider-Man a run for his money. And then same thing with Batman. He would just be his Spider-Man's villains tend to be powerful, and he's just a regular guy and have to use all his wits and without any of his resources, no Batmobile, no nothing. And yet it'd be funny to watch Spider-Man, try to drive a Batmobile, try to get used to that whole kind of situation. I think this will work. You guys could just let me know. Am I crazy? I think that could be done. I mean, if they're into making money, it'll make money, right? I don't know, guys. I think that'd be cool. Let me know if you think I'm just nuts or not, but I would love to see this. Anyway, I am the Grand Geek Geezer. Please like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys later.